nutrition supplements are up 11% quarter-over-quarter. Not too shabby, but that's small change compared to
Forced rockets. Put a rocket in your pocket and launch your lunch today.
where top lab codes are doing pioneering confidential.
On this episode of Big Gain Hunter, we take you
Hey,
to the battle-worn planetoid of Eden.
you gonna come talk to me?
Anti's invasion is
I've got
currently
something
in
important to
process.
tell you. When Auntie said they were dispatching a troubleshooter to manage this Spacer's Choice issue, I set my expectations low. But you, impressive. If Auntie has faith in your grit, gumption, and general ability to go healed into outrageous odds, you are very welcome. So, I'm Latrell, and in case you were inadequately memorandized, I'm the reason you're here. I foolishly got wrangled into this insanity, and you're my only way out of it.
The rewards. Oh, don't spill a drop of that arachnid discharge. And what each animal brings to the table. Auntie Cleo says the universe is full of things that want to kill you.
Right, just the killing. Okay, by my estimation, there are 3 people that need killing to make this all go away. Ray, his labor subjugationist Gray, and his adverse intermediary Lester. If they're gone, there'll be no true believers left to wrangle this herd of misfits. One or a few of them might attempt to take lead, but none of them will manage. It's my hope that Auntie will then take the rest of us back in, but that's for them to negotiate. I'm getting mine and getting out. I have nothing brilliant to tell you. If you stay on the central mine shaft, you'll meet pretty much everyone along the way, though I wouldn't expect any of them to be friendly. Ray's office is at the end of the shaft, and he'll be surrounded by his anti-disgruntification troubleshooters. So, enjoy dealing with all that. As soon as you cause a big enough distraction, I'm heading for the hangar and strategically acquiring a ship that will get me to the undisputed claim and back to civilized life.
Boots. Not a pleasant way to go. Here on Eden, we find a few breeds. The Hammerclaw is a hull-headed...
Homicide on the pressure metering down here. I don't see it coming, Commander.
Arcadia. Use your helper's story when loading up for a hunt. Consider the habitat. Crabbles on Paradise Island hate a good joke. Really sticks in their claw. My security team tells me we'll find a herd of hammerclaws on yonder beach. Let's go close the deal.
This is William Gray. There's been some commotion at Landing Pad 3. Please be mindful of any trouble arising and report it to your supervisor.
They dig! They can burrow! Underhanded rascals! Security team!
Hostiles detected ahead.
Let anything...
Recommended course of action.
All right, okay, I'm fine. Plasma. I've had enough of that for one hunt. So with that, I raise Gravel Juice and bid you bottoms up to your bottom line.
What say we change the subject? Alrighty then, it's well past time for more merry melodies.
The flavor that lasts and the taste you can't top. From that first food inhale to the very last. Try bubblegum slims. Try bubblegum slims. The rich tobacco sweet at the end. What more could you want? A smoky, sugary blend. Try bubblegum slims. Try bubblegum slims. It's the long slim smoke with the bubblegum filled.
Matter, little guy? Feeling hungry?
That will pick up your pace. It's
Hiding and seeking. Roll on, never done.
On the way.
with the bubblegum fill.
Shadow melding active.
A double thriller, so make your mouth. And a taste you can't top.
She's just the best choice. It's Angie's choice.
Broadcasting only the most profitable news, music, and honest
Soldier, I need a report on the last 5 hours of your activity. What would you say you do here?
Just reinforcing.
Provided free of charge and is not the property of Auntie's Choice or its subsidiary companies, and the eating of said parasite absolves Auntie's Choice of any legal responsibility in perpetuity throughout the galaxy. And now, this is one of my favorites, though admittedly I'm far from discerning.
Purple berry crunch, crispy and sweet, perfect for breakfast.
Unspeakable things I'm about to do!
It's for you and for me, and there's always things parasite free.
This is Ray. There's been slight weapons malfunction, and we lost AI Lester. But everything's probably all right now.
Potential command.
Activated, Commander. Incoming. Ready to assist with agent's health needs. Blood shall be shed. All gone?
Purple berry crunch, it's crispy and sweet, perfect for breakfast or an afternoon treat. Straight from the box, or eaten with lunch. There's always time for purple berry crunch. Purple berry crunch, spelled with a K, because it is far more authentic
We made a
than
vow. We
fake.
choose the space's way.
It's for you and for me, and there's always things parasite free.
Survivors get free treats.
And like a disruptive innovation that arrives without fanfare or pre-release marketing blitz, we seem to have a new competitor in our campaign of commercial combat. You are the poisoned saber of that abominable Raptidon in chiffon, come to neutralize the competition and summarily execute the most ruthless of anti-competitive practices. Am I correct to assume that the beheadings will continue until my moonish visage sits alongside the others on her ghoulish table? I see. Certainly, in order to get here, you've managed to wage a pitched battle against my subordinates and be victorious. Then again, your luck won't hold out forever. If I were you, I'd take this opportunity, this happy lull in unspeakable violence, to walk away. You can't spend Auntie's bits if you're dead. Wow, that is dark. And I'm not going to lie, quite terrifying. I need to be anywhere else. Just, please, excuse me for a moment.
Enemies detected.
Melting the shadow.
Fizzo, Fizzo, we love Fizzo, Fizzo, Spectrum Vodka.
There is no possible version of the universe in which I'd miss Tau Ceti. It was miserable there in ways that are, frankly, hard to quantify. It always felt to me like the terraforming just hadn't stuck right. Like they'd gotten some kind of key provision of the humanification wrong. The whole system felt that way. I would have done absolutely anything to get me and my people out of there. So I've got no regrets about pretending to hitch our fortunes to Auntie. That was a piece of pudding. But claiming this asteroid, that may be another matter. I might have traded on a weak position by leaving Auntie so early. If I'd waited a bit, maybe I'd have found
Spacer's choice was not the best choice.
our fortunes. My people may be looking to hitch themselves to their own version of Auntie and leave me like Tau Ceti for more lucrative markets.
Drink it down. Pick it up, tip it up, plug it down. It's Fizzo, Fizzo, we love Fizzo, Fizzo, Spectrum Vodka.
That goes out to the dedicated employees of the Aggressive Acquisitions Department. Lost speed to all you brave soldiers fighting on behalf of individual freedom and personal responsibility. Thank you so much for tuning in to the one wireless station in Arcadia that doesn't tell you what to think, only what to buy. At the junction of opportunity and runaway gumption, you'll hear Wireless Free Arcadia, featuring product advertisements specifically tailored to free-thinking individuals.
Auntie Cleo here to address all the hubbub over these rifts. Arcadia's yay-sayers and eggheads would have us think these cosmic light shows herald the end of the worlds. Poppycock! Rifts present an opportunity, not a calamity. Once someone irons out their reality-rending downside, we'll be left with nothing but upside. I have full confidence that our lab coats in experimental operations will innovate a profitable use for them. Rifts could be leveraged in negotiations or to gatekeep trade routes. Think of the R&D potential. Seriously, think of it. That's your job, VPs. Auntie's job is to keep you motivated.
These rats are due for Eden. Where are the ones bound for Praetor? Wait, these cages are empty. Where's the rapt handler in charge? Hey, you haven't seen any loose raptidons running around, have you? A what now? Oh, a coworker had one of those once. Next thing you knew, poor bastard up and died. I had to work double shifts for a week. Unbelievable. Last time I got stuck with the blame for someone else's ineptitude, I got demoted 2 full ranks. You wouldn't happen to be someone well-versed in weapons, explosives, and/or advanced hand-to-hand fighting, would you? Oh, good. Someone competent and undemanding. If the Raps aren't here, they've got to be on the creature combat conditioning deck, unbound and undoubtedly pugnacious. This here card will give you access to the elevator at Market Compliance. That, in turn, is behind the value-added esplanade next to the entrance to Head Office Tower. See any Raps loose there? Shoot, explode, or thwack them unsparingly.
Firing up extermination protocols.
Perhaps a strategic step backward to complete index manager. Trabecula, arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Client intake. Trabecula, arriving any moment now.
The story of Anti-Cleo versus the Moon Man is a battle for our ages. A thing of legend to be handed down for a modest fee to each successive generation. Spacer's Choice swollen-headed mascot
I'm Jean Turfer-Tyler, 6th base person for the Anti-Cleo Gun.
From pop guns to
Can't tell the
self-propelled
difference
cannons,
between cover
I
and
have whatever
concealment.
size weaponry
And
you need
need
to
a
make
good
all your
set of armor
puzzles
before
fast.
someone succeeds in mentally.
Now, a catchy pitch for Auntie's products you simply can't live without.
Auntie's Choice Jar, a delicious new food-adjacent snack from the maker of meaty roll-ups.
Engaging camouflage. They won't see me coming, Commander.
Crunchy and chewy.
Try it today.
And butter and extra bar to share with a chum.
Fine, fine. Let us proceed.
I don't know about you, but I could use something a little more upbeat right about now. Like this.
Sandwich made from crab will make a mighty fine treat. Crabwich, sandwich you want to eat. A crab sandwich is so easy to eat, but only once our chemistricians process the meat to turn a bottom feeder into instant lunch. It's quite the branding feat. So grab a crab because it can't be beat. Best of all, this tasty flesh is deemed safe to eat. Crabble can be more than just a solvent-based glue. Now it's good for me and you. Crabwich, sandwich made with crabble makes a mighty fine treat. Crabwich, it's the sandwich you want to eat.
Consume in peace, and we won't have a problem. Can't tell the difference between cover and concealment? Then you... Well, welcome, future repeat customer. I can tell just by looking at you that you'll be back again and again. Ready to make a purchase? All right, but...
Next, the latest field data validating or repudiating our forecasts and relevant informational details for near present and future calculations. A general reminder for the especially studious: monitor your step when traversing between academical appointments. Do not read and walk. If you must operate near or adjacent to said conspicuous dimensional disturbances, please take additional care. Eyes forward, noses out of academic journals.
In closing, a potential
From pop guns, you have the look of someone with murder. Unfortunately,
into positives.
Further beneficial content soon follows. Consistency in your work is wonderful. Consistency in playlists is not. Now for a new song.
The only division that earns us less.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics.
I knew you'd be back. I also guessed you didn't know cover from... I've got armor in all shapes.
And subjected to analysis. But what is the role of chance in that analysis? Let's look at the interpretation of pure chance. If one flips a perfectly balanced coin, it will land on heads with a 1 in 2 chance, or tails with a 1 in 2 chance. But are there really 2 outcomes? Is there not one specific outcome we can determine? Yes. With complete information, there can be no only outcome. Complete information yields perfect predictions, 100% accuracy. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the order for initiates to grasp.
which do you like invading more? The Protectorate or the Order?
Is it necessary to flip the coin? Would it not be more efficient to simply go forward as if it had been flipped, and proceed with whatever action that flip was intended to choose?
Xenobiological exploitation
What part of that choice was ever left to chance? The answer, of course, is none. Only when there is less than complete information are we reduced to chance. At present, we do not have complete information. Instead, we are still forced to deal in probabilities, expected values, and standard deviations, which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations.
Them raps all taken care of yet? All good news to me, friend. Anything happens down there is not my responsibility. I have ceased all manner of worry and fret. Here's the unagreed upon amount that constitutes your fee.
Input by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not. Enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. Help us know. Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
I do enjoy spectating a rousing sporting match as much as all of you base rate.
You are just listening to next week's #1 hit. The song has been determined to facilitate abstract thinking and constructive rumination.
Architect's ball! Supposed to shoot the enemy!
3.141. The target is outside this unit's range. 979323849.
Fired my last aide after an hour. Can't find good underlings these days.
2 of us can pitch in until their replacement arrives.
I recorded a new audio missive, a consummate critique of the product refinement have fresh orders. What's next on my agenda?
Our contractor's back from broken knees. You requested a brief tete-a-tete.
There you are, our fresh-faced new go-getter. We meet in the flesh at last. Your work is simply outstanding, ingenious, innovatory. Keep it up, you'll be going places. You don't seem much put off by my appearance. Good. I have no stomach for those with no stomach regarding me having no stomach. It is, however, something of a brand secret reserved for only the most trusted confidants, and covered in detail buried within the confidentiality clause you agreed to on arrival. I trust this presents no concerns for you, yes? Fortunately, when you're the head of an advanced medical technology corporation, you become first in line for any experimental life-preserving procedures. As far as what happened, I was the victim of an unfortunate industrial accident shortly after we arrived here, the details of which are less salient than the details of what comes next.
Not exactly. Well, exactly. But not in the way you think. We have a mission for you that is vital to Auntie's Choice's survival.
We've uncovered an opportunity to procure me a new, audaciously improved replacement body. I'll have you know, we at Auntie's Choice are far from blood simple. Where's the profit in killing all your enemies when you can co-opt and sell goods to them later? Ah, tut-tut. No, to find me the perfect body, you'll be assailing an inappreciably populated automated automech factory over on Praetor. Not just any automechanical, something much, much more exciting. That facility was designed to build complex automechs, a natural choice when the Protectorate began experimenting with a proxy body for the original Sovereign. It was the last in a long line of his ill-fated life extension experiments. Work halted when he died, and the torso prosthesis they developed has been locked in the lab ever since. Make it mine.
There's a sub-facility beneath the automech factory. Its entrance, being hidden, is easy to miss. But we can show you how to find it.
Well then, fetch me my new body and we can finally begin bringing this system to heel.
Nature heedlessly assembled and thusly rebuilt.
It means your proof is ended.
Through what?
Publication is recommended. demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate. You've checked your work and verified your data. Send in your proof. Don't wait for late. You've dotted your eyes. The only thing that's left is publicized. Quickly elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate.
As I expected, spies from Anti-Cleo! Seize them!
Activated, Commander. Requested assistance currently unavailable.
Quickly elucidate and demonstrate. QED. Get to the point and do not vacillate.
You have tuned your receiver to Grand Plan Wireless. We verify before we amplify.
Make your desired outcome be a probabilistic certainty with Pinnacle Vegetable Expulsions.
You enjoyed our casts. Now try our expulsions. From the Order of the Ascendant. A roguish comical remark discovered upon a chalkboard. Auntie's Choice and the Protectorate both count very little. The Order of the Ascendant counts the most. Warning, the following song mentions some actions that are improper, something your fractions should never be.
We were once two separate points. We had no connection till the aim of the order gave us no direction. Then we were parallel lines traveling into infinity. Never to meet, yet in such close proximity. And then one day our eyes did meet.
telltale surge of dopamine. And increased oxytocin.
Laugh, purchase, and consume with Auntie's Choice.
Injuries detected. How may this unit?
My heart.
Soon I'll be able to... You're back! Finally! Finally! Do you have it? Did you bring it here? Splendid. Oh, splendid! We'll ensure your reward matches the ample amount of faith I've placed in you. Nay, exceeds it. No additional hidden clauses. Honest. Oh, let me see it. Yes, indeed. Oh, let me look at you, gorgeous. If you'll all just excuse me a moment as I slip into something more formidable.
There you are. Congratulations. Now your body's almost as intimidating as your mind. You've narrowed the gap quite a bit.
Oh, Auntie, you look amazing. Absolutely everyone will want a new mech body after watching you strut the walk.
What about you? What do you think? Any first impressions you'd like to share? Wonderful! Exactly the effect I was hoping for. What's more, it's an undeniable confirmation that the archive-derived strategic plan can be reliably executed and produces incredible results.
Astutely observed, Auntie. Irrefutable at this point.
Stupendous! Pursuing data-driven results has been my mantra since my first day at Auntie Cleo's.
Next point of business. It's high time. There's no profit in or angle to gain from putting it off further. We need to deal with the order. Why, the market penetration strategy devised by their computronic doodad even supports this. Certainly they must see it coming. Its final point states as follows. Combine resources and know-how with the Order of the Ascendant to maximize collective reach and effectiveness. My tender-footed junior associate. I suppose I do. A merger, following a swift and decisive change in management, executed by you. It's the presiding bishop, Ruth Bassar. She simply must go. All those scientists will swiftly fall in line like annoying little overachieving school children once you've rendered her decedent.
Yes. Well, I don't know if that's exactly what the monopolistic mercantile methodology plan meant by that step.
Now that's the Auntie I know. Ruthless, voracious, inspiring.
Would be a good test of their so-called predictions. If they're worth anything, she'll know we're coming. If not, they're just peddling statistical guesses to their supplicants.
Knew you'd be on board. I do so admire the cut of your jib.
Bassar's at Laplace's garden, the Order headquarters on Cloister. Our forces will meet you there. Help you wipe the chalkboard of any eggheads you encounter there.
And remember to stand proud, Ameliorator. You not only represent Auntie's Choice, but are forging a path towards making a more meritorious, self-determinativist universe for us all.
And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by.
The color of space. A chromospectral analysis.
When asked about the average color of space, the famous stellar cartographer Newton Otisgard replied, with no hesitation, beige. To experienced human astronomers, his answer was the expected one. But I can already hear the
I'm not paying professional hunters to run a
faces
petting.
contorted into a rictus of ignorance. Wouldn't the average color be black or white, or simply a shade of gray? No. No, it would not. The answer is rooted in the science of how hot objects absorb and emit light, which answers the ancillary mystery of why there are no green stars.
And
understand all of this, you must understand the basics of thermal divarication emission theory. The typical piece of non-heated lead absorbs most electromagnetic radiation that falls upon it, including light, infrared, and radio emissions. And the matter reflection is a small portion of all that radiation. The visible part of that reflection is its color. However, most stellar objects generate far more radiation than they absorb, so they can be modeled as an idealized object, which is assumed to absorb for 100% of all electromagnetic radiation and re-emit some based on its temperature and composition.
These temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the Order's future. Keep those eyes open, soldiers! Corneal frostbite be damned!
In low temperature emissions, infrared and not visible to us without proper instrumentation, which I need not describe here. As the stellar body's temperature increases, its emitted light shifts up into visible light, through red, into orange, then yellow.
Unfriendly in combat range.
Even rare blue stars exist. These are the hottest stars, emitting mostly blue and invisible ultraviolet light. So why are there no green stars, you wonder? I would think...
We secured the entrance, awaiting your signal.
...trivial conclusion for themselves, but if I must... It's because any star emitting green light also emits bluish and/or reddish light too, resulting in a non-green star. There is no naturally occurring stellar composition that emits solely...
We cleared a path for you. Just mind the mess.
Even with all our fancy predictions, the bishop won't know what hit her.
Intelligent interference, and no such evidence.
I love a good killing spree! Engaging camouflage.
Famous stellar. Methodology.
Let me...
Not good. You. The light. Central
You're just not a good look, Commander.
No such evidence of any kind has ever been.
Homicide always cheers me up.
One spectral cylinder was he partook.
Find my name. I mean a hostile
Of the people down. And the value is a full 100. While the and there you have it. As you study your lessons, stare at the nondescript walls of the library and it's in the knowledge that is also color of
categorically veracious statements regarding products researched and designed to increase energy, efficiency, creativity, and focus.
You may think you have visited a great old-fashioned cocktail, but have you tasted the highest rated old-fashioned with asymptote bourbon, consistently rated the best, from the Order of the Ascendant.
Melding with shadows activated.
Times of peril, remind yourself. Contentment is found in accepting the door. Understanding the place. Moves the seers among you already know.
Probability and the grand plan. There can be no discussion of the grand plan without also entertaining a deep contemplation of probability. Our ability to predict events to varying degrees of certainty is fundamentally rooted in statistical mathematics. Statistics, at its heart, is not but data. Data that is gathered, collated, and subjected.
Violence is the answer.
In that analysis, let's look at the interpretation of pure
unfriendly in combat range.
It will land on
Whichever melding activates
Is there not one specific outcome we can determine?
Let me.
Information yields perfect outcomes. Now we come to one of the most difficult concepts in the Order for initiates to grasp. More no. Only when there is less than complete. We do not have complete information. Instead, we are still expected values and standard deviations. which lead to the dreaded sigma of probability distributions. By necessity, we are forced to estimate outcomes based on assumed distributions of sample populations. Such a travesty. No, not a travesty. Tragedy. A horror. A horror the archive will help us. Every bit of data collected, analyzed, and used by our archivists brings us closer to our goal, to the solving of the universal equation. Probability is not enough. Guesses are not enough. Incomplete information leads to inaccurate predictions, which lead to tragedies. We must not guess. We must know. We must know. Contribute any and all data you can collect to our proud archivists. And you too can say you contributed to the archive.
As determined, you're listening to Grand Plan Wireless. For transpiring events, philosophical profundities, informed insight into the future, also music. You cannot possibly do the right thing today without knowing what will happen tomorrow. At the order of the Ascendant, we predict tomorrow so you can have a better today. What happens next may surprise you, but not us. And now, more music to perform advanced calculations by
Generating Primes, Techniques and Uses. Good day and welcome again to Advanced Abstract Algebraics, Section 4, Session 43. Please continue to enjoy the background music, which I have selected today based on its arithmetic-based chronological progression. My name is Edmund Vandersmythe, and I am the Senior Tenured Laureate of the Tertiary Adjunct School of Numismatics for the Order of the Ascendant. Today's lecture will focus on the generation of prime numbers, techniques, and uses thereof. I know. Prime numbers? Why so simplistic? Well, consider this a basic refresher course in remedial numismatics for those new to the Order. I will start by explaining what a prime number is, despite the fact that you should have learned that definition decades ago while still in diapers. But no matter. I have been called many things, and repetitious is one of them. I have also been called redundant several times, and once I was called reiterative, if you can believe that. So, prime numbers. What are they? The simplest definition is this. Given the set of natural numbers greater than 1, let's call that set N2. Then a prime is any number in the set N2 that is not itself a product of two other numbers in the set N2. A simple definition. Elegant, even uplifting, almost ascendant, you could say, but not redundant. Side note, I am frequently asked why isn't 1 a prime number since nothing can divide it other than itself? And the answer is simple, you silly lay person. Because with such an inclusion to the definition of a prime number, then nothing
There
else
you
can
are. My field manager informed me about Bazaar. Oh, tasty bit of service. Very efficient. Take it she didn't give you too much trouble. need to cast about in a desultory fashion. Take pride in a job well done. Show some corporate spirit. Try to smile whether you feel it or not. Become second nature, I assure you.
Well, now we can get to work consolidating order talent into Auntie's Choice. Once integrated, they will maximize our creative synergy and innovate our marketing strategies.
And my department would begin systematically raiding each and every one of their laboratories for proprietary technologies, weapons, food products, medicines, and more.
Yes, so much to do, and we have you to thank for making it happen. Here's the least I can offer to retain you. Soon, when there's no competition at all, you'll earn far less. Will you two leave us? I have matters I'd like to discuss with our new colleague alone.
Yes? I mean, certainly, Auntie. It would be our pleasure to leave you alone to discuss vital corporate matters with this mere contract employee.
Certainly, Auntie. But when should we expect to hear about the promotion? Which of us you've chosen?
The promotion? Ah, yes. The two of you are the best our humble little meritocracy has produced, aren't you? I'd hoped it might create someone a bit more inventive. Someone adaptable, dynamic, unexpected. Not simple corporate creatures. No, through this entire affair, only one of you surprised me. Only one of you has shown yourself capable of being my right hand. You. You two can go. Turn in your credentials at reception. The contents of your desk are waiting for you there, accruing charges for storage. You're fired. Oh, thought they'd never leave. Figured you might agree. I superficially regret you were laboring beneath them so long. Let's get down to brass tacks. Between your actions and my know-how, Auntie's Choice is well situated to move forward with reintroducing ourselves to the rest of the galaxy. Once this pesky rift business is concluded anyhow. I'd expected the order to clear that mess up, so I suppose it falls to you now. But I'm thinking ahead, feeling ruminative about choices that lie ahead for charting our company's future. I could use a fresh perspective from my new second-in-command. Who knows? A canny operator like you may even change my mind from time to time. What do you say? You in? It began as a marketing angle, sure. Some novel branding to differentiate ourselves from the old corporations. Then I realized I was onto something. A cutthroat meritocracy was the perfect way to ready humanity for anything the universe threw at it, to make everyone more capable, more like me. Admit I now question that a little. I'd thought I wanted someone unafraid to get their hands dirty, potentially with a flawed penchant for incorrectly mixing business and tossball metaphors. But then you came along. Now tell me, are you ready to sign on the dotted line, be my right hand, or do you have more questions? Wonderful. As I said, recent events have led me to contemplate our direction. As an astute inside observer, how much of a pivot is warranted, if any? Good point. Well taken. Auntie's Choice should subsume them all and incorporate their learnings. Maybe promote up a few from their ranks as a show of feigned solidarity, yes? Your singular brand of compassionlessness will certainly come in handy around here. I can tell already. That's plenty for me to think about. For now, your main responsibility in your new role is to solve that pesky rift problem. We'll chat more once that little job is complete.
Love
exert such attraction? Could I bear love's weight and measure, or be
Still thinking about the little surprise earlier during our meeting with Auntie Cleo. I'll admit this turn of events never even entered my predictive calculations. You know what? She might not have chosen being disembodied, but she makes it work, actually. It just goes to show you can pull off any look with the right confidence. Oh, no. Their blatant product misspellings and hyperbolic advertising claims would just drive me back into the killing business. May all our endeavors yield expected results.
It's both clear and ambivalent. Love does not compute.
So, the Sovereign was undergoing mental refreshment. I do not believe for a moment that he truly was in need of it. And I fear he shall never be the same. I am no physician, but I understand the dire implications of what you have said. Thank you for your candor. I have no use for false hopes. The Consul shall be made to pay for his part in this. Then we shall figure out what best to do with the Sovereign.
Traveling at the velocity of light through the
Figures that after all our time avoiding rifts, our next mission has us heading right toward one. But that suits me fine. You know I can't go a day without attempting some heroics in the face of danger. As soon as you're ready to travel there, I'll be standing alongside you.
far across Arcadia, I
I'll
require
admit,
your undivided...
the coup caught me on the back foot. Always figured the Consul for a power snatcher, but I'd never put bits down on him betraying the Sovereign. They seem so tight-knit. Just think about all those posters of the pair of them that'll have to change now. A real crime. Me? Rejoicing over a tyrant squabble? Never. The Sovereign's misfortune is our gain, as far as I'm concerned. The Consul might be projecting strength, but by my reckon, Protectorate's more unstable now than ever before.
The platonic ideal of a presiding bishop, her passing was predetermined. A step in the grand plan. We must all acknowledge this basic...
What are we standing around jawing for?
Anticipate this scenario demonstrates an obvious flaw in our predictive model. So, in that regard, her passing is a boon rather than a setback. We may now focus on improving our predictive methods, adapting our methodology. A return to the fundamentals of the first presiding bishop model of scientism. Do not let this tumultuous event distract you from your academic pursuits. On the contrary, return to your duties with renewed vigor. Confident in your data, safe in the knowledge of the universal equation. No matter what transpires...
It appears Horizon Point Station is still in the process of being reconstituted. The rift itself is also more unstable than ever. As a result, landing closer to the location of the Protectorate's large-scale rift anomaly modulator is not possible. In order to modify it with the rift data you processed in the archive, you will need to travel to its location on foot and seize it from Protectorate control. The energy readings from the modulator can be traced to the Sovereign's flagship, Providence, hovering on the far side of the station. Hypothesizing. Given Protectorate hierarchy and the recent announcement about the Sovereign's mental refreshment, this is likely the Consul's doing. He will need to be stopped.
But to what end is he working here? The Consul I once knew would never act so recklessly.
Intimidation is not required. Protectorate subjects are not programmed to question authority. Warning. The rift is growing dangerously unstable. Using the rift modulator on board the Providence is the only way to prevent certain destruction of the colony. While Auntie's Choice have sent their forces to assist you in intercepting the modulator, it will take time for them to navigate the station.
I've trained for impossible odds, Commander. I can face anything you throw me at. Just say the word.
Once the modulator is secured, it may be used to close the rift and save Arcadia and all those in its orbit. There is minimal room for error, Commander. Good luck.
This is all wrong. The Protectorate is perverting the inviolate nature of the rifts. This cannot go unpunished.
Providence identified. Standing for the Protectorate colonial anthem is not required at this time.
It is who we are. It falls to you. You are. Ears, the brains of Horizon 1 Station to determine who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip drive manufacturing process. We must all fulfill our duty to the Protectorate, but none of us can do it alone. Remember, we're all in this together.
Horizon Point appears to have undergone severe degradation over the past 10 years. Exploding may have been a contributing factor.
If I hadn't lost my sanity before this, I have now.
Who introduced the flaw into our perfect skip drive manufacturing process? We must all fulfill our
Shall be soiled with Muslim
N-ray. Exposure. Undermining. N-ray. Exposure.
Charged and ready to maim. Let me.
Engaging camouflage.
Should be able to sort this out with the rift modulator.
Attention! This is your Auntie calling. Per our agreement, Auntie's choice support ships, including the fine print, the contingency plan, and the upper hand, are headed your way.
Initiating a celebratory cheer. Plasma hazard
for one, am glad we chose not to die via plasma exposure. Definitely not a pleasant way to go.
Beautiful things I'm about to
The protectorate endures.
Most kills win!
Ready to astound.
Shouting. Melding with shadows activated.
Medicaments and merchandise, courtesy of Auntie's Choice, are on their way.
Forward! Forward! Destroy these abominations! All, confirm your target, troopers. Allies incoming!
Susceptible to N-ray. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
They won't see me coming, Commander.
Standing by.
Engaging camouflage.
Status. Susceptible to danger. N-ray. Exposure. Undermining. Functioning.
Why did you make me do this? Why?
A voice match has been found for Agent Pascal. However, Agent Pascal is dead. This unit...
Get away from me. See them? They were my teammates and they didn't listen neither. You'll end up just the same.
Agent Pascal is exhibiting 27 indicators of high mental and emotional distress. Caution is advised.
Wait. Commander? Is that you? No. No, this must be some kind of trick. Law, what's happening to me? So it is you. Thank Law. I don't understand what happened, Commander. Something was wrong with Sandoval and Jepson. They glowed like they were aflame. They ran in, jumped at me, clawed at me. Law, I had to kill them.
Sounds like they were in the same state as those troopers. Wonder why she can put a coherent thought together. Well, semi-coherent at least.
I don't understand what's happening. Everything was fine. Till the explosion. I was pinned. Fire closed in. I tried to move. I tried to find the rookie. Then the whole station shook and tore apart. And then... nothing.
You were still alive when the rift disassembled you. The modulator reconstructs information in the state it was stored in, which is why you were brought back alive.
Wait. There was something else. Sandoval was yelling. DeVries wasn't responding to comms. What happened? Law, I knew something was the matter. Tell me. Tell me everything. So she never intended for any of us to survive. Figures. So what is it that left me like this? Not right. Stop speaking in circles. What are they doing?
Your pieces no longer fit together, it seems. The modulator unfolds the rifts, remaking whatever was inside them. Badly.
So I've come back from death to some warped version of life? All because of some twisted experiment? Is that about right? I assume you got a plan to help me? You do, don't you? Boyd. This is it, ain't it? I'll never see the sun again. Never fly in our ship. Never anything. What am I supposed to do? Huh. Just go. Let me die in peace. I was wrong for ever thinking you'd do right by me, Commander. At least that's one mistake I won't make again.
Supplies available ahead, Commander. Consider it payment for your support.
You with Auntie? We brought supplies. We're here to help. Step up and take a gander. I've got armor in all shapes and sizes for all occasions, especially this one. Such a moment calls for a once-in-a-lifetime deal, wouldn't you say? Go on, take anything you need from the stockpile. Auntie is graciously covering the bill. Remember us in the future when you're out trading bullets. Oh, almost forgot. Auntie sent word that she's standing by and ready to board the Protectorate vessel when you send the signal. Wait for the all clear, eh?
Hello. Tell me, do you feel as terrible as you look? Greetings! In what particular? Step right up for the most exorbitant medical... I say usually because Auntie sure can. Fair warning, though. This is gonna hurt you more than it'll... Technically, not a... Greetings! In what particular way are you afflicted?
A short-range rover has emerged from the Providence, Commander. Destination, Horizon Point. Intention, unknown.
Danger. Stranger ahead.
Refilling my weapon!
Activated, Commander.
Can't do it! We're too far! Can't get there, Captain!
Not ready. Please try again later.
They can come!
Emergency protocol syringes present.
We are duty bound to stop them!
Yeah.
has absorbed plasma. Never seen that before, didn't know it was possible. One thing's for sure, we're not getting around it. We better look around, see if we can find anything to help us out.
This is Scientist Bernard Rand, sent to Horizon Point Station by order of the Council. While monitoring the reconstitution, I picked up strange readings in the old skip lab. Core appears to be pulling plasma tightly around it, not unlike a planet and its moons. Fascinating, though it thwarts my attempts to gather more data. Fortuitously, in searching the remains of the lab, I found an equation that could manipulate the core just enough to clear the chamber. And my way to professional acclaim. Let this be a record of Protectorate ingenuity. Bernard Rand, the man who marched fearlessly into chaos and tamed it.
Violence is the answer! Shadows activated. Ready to spread the truth!
Target reacquired.
We have located the Sovereign's office. Searching for the equation here is a valid course of action.
calculations may actually make sense. Or I'm completely misinterpreting them. One or the other. right the Sovereign figured this out on his...
Our projections are off by orders of magnitude. Culver, Surratt's hypothesis is correct. To the robot, go!
We should make haste against the Providence. We have business with that rift.
Attention, please report to intake for processing. Welcome aboard. Attention, crew deck. Intruder alert. Be vigilant.
glad you finally jimmied that open. Things are getting appreciably worse out there. We're running out of time to seize the rift and force it into corporeal insolvency. Deck access is in limited lockdown. You'll need to find a way up to the science wing, where the rift modulator is presumably housed. Any more troops in here, they'd be tripping over one another. Don't you worry. These are the best paid closers in my fleet, and worth every bit. We'll hold here to ensure you aren't flanked by reinforcements as you delve deeper in. Don't fritter away your lives cheaply now. I've made a significant investment in you.
Those killed me! Got a live one.
If you must replace lost equipment, please submit proof of punishment. Unit does not accept blood. Please make a request. Displaying inventory.
About to get ugly, Commander. Unless you'd like to avoid the direct approach.
Beginning off corrosive substance penetrating engineering.
Yeah!
Attempting to...
The unspeakable rings I'm about ready to assist. Agents
Corrosive substance penetrating and steering.
Must be unaware that we're happy to kill anything they throw at us.
Attention.
What? We need access credentials now? Enough of this. Let's just start killing. Far simpler.
The Rift modulator is likely located on this deck. More information may aid in its acquisition.
Did you not hear the intruder alert from the crew deck? This is a very poor time to be loitering somewhere you should not. You'd best present a very convincing reason for your presence, lest I order our automechs to smear you across the floor. Oh, are you a Rift specialist? You should share your progress with Chief Scientist Montserrat. He's in the Rift chamber. Here, I'll lend you my access credentials as proof of your authorization. Of course, the Consul's vision for an idealized version of Arcadia are paramount to my own aims. It's my wife, you see. She's never loved me, and she'd choose with her mouth open. Through the Consul's plan, I expect to see both issues rectified, especially the latter one. Montserrat asserts that this is not how the Rift shall work, but I believe he simply needs to redouble his devotion.
Modulator is a bit too large for us to be absconding with it, Commander. Let's see if we can find more information about it.
I received word that you were here. Rift specialist, are you? What exactly was it that you needed? I'm rather short on time, as a gander outside might tell you. Yeah, well, we all have urgent needs. And mine is to keep my lab and hopefully the rest of this system from falling apart. I need the modulator for my own analysis. You can wait. The IRC. I did not realize you were a colleague of sorts. We haven't shared much of our findings with your branch, I'm afraid. But our results do match. Raw data from whatever a rift engulfs is preserved, yes, but the essence of a thing is not. Like a sense of self, for example, is lost forever.
So you're saying you're unable to extract the perfect essence that the Rift converts matter into?
Not exactly. The going theory was that we could purge defects from the data. But it's futile. I've proven that we cannot edit data in any form, but the Consul no longer listens to me, which is distressing. I've prepared a report for him showing how the very structure of the modulator makes what we're attempting impossible. But I doubt he will pay it much mind. Yes, but as I said, I fear the report won't do any good. Few of us have the luxury of optimism, myself included. But you seem rather sure of yourself. Perhaps that'll be enough. Here, use this keycard on the module over there. It will allow you to download my report and grant you access to the control deck. I hope you're able to sway him. Because if you don't, we're all dead. A deck up in the control room. The Consul is the only one who has the means of controlling it, which makes your persuading him that much more necessary. Go now.
Unit has been functioning for 396.
Accessing report. Rift Restoration Analysis, compiled by Chief Scientist Monserrate, marked for delivery to Consul Thoreau.
Esteemed Consul, after much analysis, my conclusion is that the modulator we have worked tirelessly to build will not function as intended when used for reconstituting matter from rifts. Every test of reconstitution has resulted in demonstrable failure. Proceeding as we are now with Horizon Point Station will surely lead to severe, unanticipated consequences. The modulator is only effective at closing rifts from unsafe distances. Using it to close exacerbated rifts will certainly lead to the destruction of any vessel carrying it. Unfortunately, the data that we originally had hoped for from the ancient rifts detected in the far reaches of space untouched by humanity has not yielded any of its secrets. And we are now out of time. All of our recent readings suggest that we're on the verge of losing control of this rift. I recommend diverting from our current plan before it is too late for Arcadia. I've included extensive notes and annotations appended to the modulator schematics to substantiate these conclusions. I know you will guide us wisely, my dear Consul.
Unit has been functioning for 396.
Schematics acquired. However, the information contained here also indicates the existence of rifts beyond where humanity has traveled. This does not compute.
We can concern ourselves with that later. First, let's find the Consul.
You, here before me. Surprised you could outrun these new legs of mine. They're what everyone's going to be wearing next fall. Well, I'm here now. Where's the rift modulator? So Consul Thoreau has everything directly under his control. I'd say that's remarkably competent for the Protectorate, but he is the one who's been pulling their strings all along. Did you find anything else of note? Appreciate your sand. You have exactly the sort of go-getter attitude I admire. Well, good news, go-getter. The Consul's right there through those doors, ready to go get him. You might be savvy enough to talk him down, but his type requires a deft touch. You'll need to break him down brick by brick. If you're too adversarial, he'll simply shut down. Well, I can't control what you do, dear, as much as I might wish I could. But if you do start a fight, you best be equipped to finish it.
We didn't come all this way to negotiate. If he won't stand down, there are other ways, which I prefer, to be frank.
I advise you to take this time to prepare and replenish supplies. See if you can snoop around and find a way to give yourself an advantage should these negotiations go south. And if you've anything else to say, say it now while you have the chance. I myself abhor unanswered questions and regrets.
Never would I ever have believed Auntie Cleo herself would walk through that door. But I haven't time to linger in the novelty. Sentinels, if you would.
Do I appear like someone afraid of a few guns? Give it up, Emery. You've lost this war. Have some dignity. You're coming off desperate.
On the contrary, this desperate action is what will save all of Arcadia and rid it forever of trespassers like you. Such bravado is unbecoming when you can't make good on your promises, Commander. Tell me, Did you manage to stop us from bringing your peace talks to a swift end? As I recall, Greater Tranquility was reduced to little more than mangled ruins in a single moment.
Do you know how many bits our corporation lost when the delegation ships were destroyed? The savings from the deceased salaries hardly even make up for it.
It was a modest success. I had hoped it'd hobble Auntie's choice in the Order once and for all, but it has proven to be a valuable lesson in patience. I was able to buy the time to enact the very plan before you. Though, judging from that vacant expression on your face, it would appear you've no idea what I intend. It's only a crime in your estimation. When one clinches a decisive victory, who among the living would dare complain about the methodology? Using the very rift modulator on this ship, we will destroy Arcadia and edit the information stored within the resulting rift, all to reshape our colony into its perfect form. Horizon Point's destruction all those years ago was a tragedy, yes, but without it, we might never have opened our eyes to our true purpose and the possibility of Arcadia's rebirth. When the Matriarch discovered the first skip drive, she set us on a course to elevate humanity. We're now writing our path, and I will do my part as the architect intended. Intrepid, aren't you? Well, what's relevant is what came after. Our matriarch dissected this skip drive technology, learned its secrets, and enabled us to produce them en masse, which eventually led to the manifestation of rifts. But it was not until well after Horizon Point's untimely end that we understood the opportunity gifted us. The opportunity to reconstruct the colony in its perfect form. It is as the Grand Architect designed. And believe you me, I've no intention of letting you thwart our securing of a better future. One free of doubt and greed. It's your time that's running out, not mine. So go on, tell me all the ways I'm wrong. Better yet, tell the whole room how His Eminence, the Sovereign, was wrong. This was originally his plan, after all. I am merely a partner seeing it carried out. Do not presume to tell me what is or isn't the truth. I was advisor to the original Sovereign. I know the mind of a true leader. This is the path Henry should have taken. Yes, of course we argued over methodology. Henry was always too stubborn, too focused on the past to understand the opportunity before him. I regret that he had to make such a difficult choice. That one of the Matriarch's heirs is not guiding us. But he needed to look beyond himself. Like I am doing now. You just come and go as you please, do you? I ensured he would have a handler by his side if any assistance was needed. And I understand that it is, which is regrettable. But fulfilling the Architect's plan is worth the cost. Henry would agree. The people would agree. Tell me, do you have anything other than wild speculation at your disposal? Yes, well, we also lost the support of the Order, but can one truly call that a loss? We would have drowned already in the seas of war with the weight of their inaction around our necks. The same can be said for any subject who wavers. They are dead weight, and we must cast them off straight away. Once I win the war and leave those naysayers behind, harsh action will be swiftly forgotten. And once I provide for the needs of my subjects, I will have them forever. Love means little in the face of annihilation. Duty, however, begets action. It provides. My subjects understand the difference the moment sustenance touches their lips. So you say, but you've yet to deliver any compelling evidence.
Your science is 100 kinds of wrong. Worse, you willfully misinterpret what the data says about the rifts. And I can't wait to correct you.
I am the chosen shepherd of Arcadia and will not be spoken to like this. I am only doing what I must to restore this colony to what our matriarch envisioned. Free of war, strife, heresy. You must know that you have little chance of swaying me. I will not be distracted from taking what is owed to us. I will not be lectured by an outsider. It's just like the Earth Directorate, or any other interloper, to claim to better know the customs of those they invade. Certainly if you had your way, you would claim Arcadia as yours, and rewrite history to suit your own aims. No, Reuben would not have gone against her. He was a stalwart protector of Arcadia to the end. We could all see his devotion. If he even attempted to bastardize the Protectorate cause, then we will have undone all of the Matriarch's work. I do not dismiss that I was complicit. It was my duty to guide him to the best of my ability. But surely it cannot be possible that I've gotten this wrong. All your so-called arguments are pure hearsay. You came here claiming so boldly that I would fail, but you have yet to provide any proof. So where is it? What do you have? Bah, a report. The abstract means little when compared to reality. Look outside. Is it failing now? That's not true. Despite how things appear at present, with time, this station, all of Arcadia, and all of its people will be made whole. Yes, well, I find that man's attitude can skew results even more than a thumb on the scale. But if he's correct, as he quite typically is, I don't understand. Surely every step leading to this moment was in accordance to the grand plan. All the pieces fit. Either someone has made a terrible mistake, or this is merely a conspiracy to mislead us. You may try.
Blood shall be shed. Melding with shadows activated.
Seems all my considerable efforts here have been ill spent. Total rift destabilization is imminent. Our last resort is our only resort now. We need to fly the rift modulator in.
Wait, so you're saying one of us has to do it, right?
Oh, brighten up, everyone. Not all of us need go, but someone present will need to take one for the team. Yes, when I said we, I didn't mean the royal we, you understand. I'll use the schematics and the processed rift data to mass-produce rift modulators that are usable at a safe distance. These pesky rifts will soon no longer plague the colonies.
The Earth Directorate is here to help you.
Well, now, I suppose this is goodbye, isn't it? I should say how I appreciate you helping me gain control of Arcadia, to promise you it will be a better place for all, and avoid tearing up about how this all fell to you.
It appears the pilot must be chosen from among those currently present, Commander. This unit is happy to enlist a volunteer by force.
This is what my whole life has been leading to. If anyone's flying into that rift, it's going to be me.
Detecting unexpected levels of excitement. Congratulations on your imminent death, Agent Leitinger. Self-destructing is not permitted by this unit's programming. It has been an honor serving with you, Commander. Please submit any feedback on your Valerie unit's performance before sacrificing yourself to the Void.
So, in the end, the commanders sacrificed themselves to save the galaxy. No one knew their motives or thoughts in those final moments, though legends grew around this mythical agent of the Earth Directorate all the same. Thanks to the commander's quick thinking in sparing it from the Vox station's fiery crash, Paradise Island's Fairfield remained a profitable company town for Auntie's Choice. Auntie's Choice seized the opportunity to take over running Alexandra Monastery and Matriarch's Mercy, while adapting punch card production to churning out cheap wares. All Order academics were assigned to write advertising copy. The Matriarch statue, meanwhile, was remodeled in Auntie's likeness. The abbot was made VP of Facilities Sanitation, a position he embraced with surprising gusto, and by all rights appears happier than ever. After defending Fort Endurance against a fierce Mantisaur attack, Executive Warchek was awarded a commendation for profit-securing stalwartness, as well as promotion to regional manager. He eventually passed peacefully in his sleep at the scientifically astounding age of 6. Having died at the peace talks, Augustine DeVries' treachery was never known to the Earth Directorate. She is forever remembered as the star agent who tragically went missing during her mission. Val continued to serve the Earth Directorate faithfully for many more years than should be possible, giving automechs like her everywhere a reputation as stable and reliable. As a result, more Valerie units were put into service, while fewer human agents were deployed into the field. As he rose through the Earth Directorate ranks, Niles pressed for a field directive to deploy the new Val units only when the situation posed significant risk. The policy reduced agent casualties by a significant margin. Oddly enough, in-office deaths increased by a not insignificant margin. Agent Niles Ibarra achieved the rank of commander, earning renown as a formidable agent, unafraid to challenge the status quo within the Earth Directorate. He recruited his friend Zebulon Tran to the Earth Directorate, a gesture of gratitude for not airing the Directorate's dirty laundry. Together, they vowed to reform the agency from within, so it might never again bargain with authoritarian governments. Ultimately, Niles rose to the position of Secretary General. His term saw the Earth Directorate at its most popular, or, in the eyes of corporations and tyrannical governments, most feared. Following Inez's humiliation of Auntie's Choice VP Willard Conan, the grafting program was shuttered forever. Inez ensured that all surviving grafted soldiers received full medical treatment and were compensated for their suffering. Those who died from the experiments were honored. Tristan continued to doggedly uphold Protectorate values. With Virgil dead, no one could oppose Tristan for the rank of Supreme Arbiter. Tristan used his new role to punish even the smallest infractions harshly. He eventually became a widely feared figure within his own society. Ever logical and distant from others, Marisol embraced violence as her solution to eliminate random variables from the equation. Unsurprisingly, she was invited to few social functions. Asa finally achieved her dream of dying in a rift. All it took was a daring and blood-soaked heist of a modulator to create a rift that she then summarily leapt into. Thus, Asa remained a fanatical member of the Glorious Dawn, spreading the truth of the rifts to her final agonized breath. With exclusive rights to the modulator schematics needed to ensure safe skip drive travel, Auntie's Choice transformed Arcadia into one of the most profitable colonies in the galaxy. Deciding that free trade must be freed from the hands of others, Auntie Cleo signed a new initiative. Any corporation or government that refused her trade conditions was promptly dealt with, either via takeover or strategic use of rifts. Ruth Bassar's death cut short her dream of interfacing with the Archive. Although another presiding bishop was chosen from among the surviving laureates to replace her, they lacked her vision. In the face of the corporatists' growing influence, the Order withered and died. In recognition of saving the galaxy with their noble sacrifice, the Earth Directorate Commander was given a posthumous position as VP at Large, complete with a modest office vestibule that sits forever vacant, except when needed by temporary personnel. Adrift without firm leadership, Protectorate subjects struggled with post-war life. A small band of hardliners collaborated to preserve their society in the face of Arcadia's new leadership. Sovereign Varric was eventually discovered in mental refreshment. Auntie's Choice management propped him up as a puppet to ease Arcadians' reservations about the corporation, then secured him behind closed doors to live out his days in blissful mindlessness. Despite the recent tumultuous events in Arcadia, it was business as usual for Free Market Station. Sub Rosa continued to supply the colony in the wake of the commander's actions. Unable to die in their sacred rift after it was closed, the Glorious Dawn heeded a new calling, seeking the modulators needed to create new rifts, so that they could die in those instead. The dangerous experimental research of Marisol's contact from Point Obviation lived on, with a Seer predicted 11.9% probability of yielding a universe-ending catastrophe. Meanwhile, an entrepreneurial work group of chemistricians unveiled a new flavor of Purple Berry Crunch. Auntie's Choice treated closing the rifts like any other strategic initiative, demanding quid pro quo for each rift closure. Such cutthroat capitalism took its toll, and many colonies ended up dying off. All of these events turned on the decisive actions of the Earth Directorate agent and their unique way of navigating Arcadia, its disparate factions, social complexities, ubiquitous product placement, and arsenal of absurdly satisfying weaponry. But through it all, and to this day, Earth has remained inexplicably dark.